It was 10 o'clock in the morning, I was clean, shaved and sober, and I didn't care who knew it. I was everything the well-dressed culture show investigator ought to be. I was calling on this year's big news, big budget video games release. LA Noire is a dark and cinematic detective thriller game which borrows its atmosphere, style and setting from film noir. Los Angeles circa 1947 is lavishly recreated with staggering accuracy and detail.
What have we got?
White female dumped in plain sight. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
And it's not just the location that's true to life. As the player, you inhabit the story of Detective Cole Phelps as he tries to solve over 20 cases inspired by true crimes investigated by the LAPD. Cinematic in scope, scale, cast and budget, the release of LA Noire will rival that of any big Hollywood film. But according to its creators, what makes LA Noire special is the use of new technology which they claim has enabled them to create characters so lifelike that a key element of the game is not running or driving or shooting, but reading the tiny facial responses of witnesses who you interrogate and all of whom have something to hide.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Tarleton with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Hollywood and gaming have a long history, and I've seen plenty of movies that look like they were trying to be video games. And LA Noire is certainly cinematic, but can a computer game really capture the complexities and ambiguities of noir? Film noir has its roots in the hard-boiled fiction of authors like Raymond Chandler, whose novel The Big Sleep was adapted for cinema.
Run along, Angel.
Typical of noir, the film's monochrome look and cynical dialogue captured a dark vision of post-war America.
Your story didn't sound quite right. Oh, that's too bad. You got a better one?
So who better to play the game with than noir novelist Kathy Unsworth?
I'm being taken in.
You could say that.
Describe, if you can, the essence of noir.
I think the images we have of it are femme fatales, gangsters, mobsters, Hollywood. And in many ways, the ultimate stage set for stories about corruption, human frailty, excess, duplicity, murder.
You carrying a warrant?
No, do we need one? Search the place, Cole.
How well do you think that you saw any of those things reflected in the game?
I think these people are more hip to the contemporary depictions of it than to the actual classic, what we think of as a classic noir of the 40s. This reflects no one other than James Ellroy to me.
Published in the late 80s and early 90s, James Ellroy's LA quartet of crime novels, including The Black Dahlia and LA Confidential, moved noir from the world of the private investigator and into the Los Angeles Police Department.
Phelps, Bukowski, you have a new case. 2 women, possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
It feels like you are there in that world. Straight away you're confronted by the fact that these cops are all casually racist, sexist, and you're in that milieu and you almost have to test your own morality as the game unfolds, because how long will it be before it corrupts you? That's what I think is very effective about the game.
You finally lost it, partner.
I have a pretty good idea why Sheldon's dead. And I know about Monroe. Your vast, corrupt future is draining away as we speak.
It has this extraordinary architecture, this 8 square miles of Los Angeles, and it seems to me that one of the pleasures of it is simply being able to wander through that period. Did you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely. I thought the time tunnel is open here. And then it's quite hard to come out. You want to immerse yourself in this world.
Kathy may have been seduced by the razzle-dazzle of LA Noire, but what would a seasoned gamer make of it? I needed an expert witness to shed light on the promises and pitfalls of LA Noire's devotion to cinematic realism. So, Margaret, tell me first, in terms of the precedents for LA Noire, where does it sit?
I think it's the culmination of work that's been going on for the whole of video games development, really, of moving towards this incredibly representative, very detailed, very lavish world, breaking new ground really in how aggressively it's worked with screenwriters, with name actors, of really trying to get as close as games can to film.
The photorealism of LA Noire was achieved through a new technology called motion scan, 32 high-definition cameras which record every nuance of an actor's facial expressions, allowing the gamer to interact with the on-screen characters. This reliance on performance needs quality acting skills, and LA Noire cast over 400 actors, with Aaron Staton, who plays Ken Cosgrove in Mad Men, taking the lead role of Detective Cole Phelps. Now, obviously, one of the major selling points of the game is the motion capture technology that's been used to give us these intricate facial expressions. How good did you think that motion capture work was?
I thought, in the incidental moments, it was really very effective. I thought there were real moments of performance in that.
LAPD, leave it right there. Everyone out of the vehicle and put your hands up.
The strange thing is games face this really interesting challenge that no other narrative form faces. Because of the structure of games, where you're trying to create challenges where players can win or lose or be right or wrong, you need to give them the information that they need to make those choices and make those decisions. So you have these moments where a performance suddenly has to step into slightly hammy territory.
You sold the drugs to Cornell Tyree and Tyrone Lamont.
Oh, I sell fried steaks and black-eyed peas.
So what you're talking about, for example, is shifty eyes, looking away, perhaps slightly frowning. Obviously, that has to be flagged up big enough for it to work for the game, yeah?
But I think this is now bringing into really clear relief how much you need the performances to serve the game and how much you need the performances to serve the narrative. We're actually finding that the tensions between interactive and non-interactive storytelling start to make it difficult for us to get the performances that you might want.
So as somebody who's intimate with the progress of games over the years, is this a major leap forward?
The really exciting thing about games is we're moving so fast in terms of technological ambition, in terms of artistry, in terms of conceptual shift. So wherever LA Noire has taken us this year, we'll be somewhere else again next year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.